Alright guys, so I'm going to be doing a build on the Wotofo Profile RDA today. Alright, two main things that you need. Number one is your 6mm cotton, alright, and your mesh. So I have the next mesh here. You can also use the Wotofo mesh. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take this little tool that comes in the packaging of your Wotofo Profile RDA and your little strip of mesh, and all you want to do is bend it over this tool here. Alright, make sure that it's nice and curved over the tool. Once that is done, you can place the coil itself onto the deck of the RDA and screw it into the deck. Screw it in that side, and you want to do the same on the other side. Okay, so once you have that screwed in, you can see it's nice and curved there. You'll then take this tool again, you put it underneath the mesh, and you just give it a good rub just to make sure that it's nice and curved and that you have enough space for your cotton to sit in there. Okay, once that's done, you can then switch your mod on, and I would say turn it to about 14 or 15 watts. Alright, and then fire it up. Okay, so this is called a dry burn, and why you do this is just to make sure that the mesh itself is heating up nice and even from the middle going outwards. So from this it looks pretty good. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so once your mesh is heating up good, you want to get your cotton over here, and you want to just make sure that this coil here is nice and cool. Alright, you then take your shoelace cotton or any 6mm cotton that you have, and you want to place it through. Alright, so with this Wotofo Profile, there's quite a few different types of builds that you can do with it. I'm going to be showing you the build that I use purely because of the flavor it gives me and the clouds that I get off of it as well. Alright, so the next step that you want to do is you want to line it up to your RDA, and you just want to cut it so that it is in line with the bottom of your tank. Just snip a little bit off this side and we're good to go. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, it's even on both sides. You then fluff it out. I call this the afro technique, just to give your cotton a bit of an afro. Why you do this is because when you snip the cotton, it kind of gets stuck together over there, so you just throw it out. Alright, and then make sure that it's neat on either side. Okay, and then once that's done, you can now pack the cotton into the juice wells. Alright, so let's just put that back. Let's take the cotton, and you can just pop it in there. Alright, and then of course what you do to the one side, you're going to do the same thing on the other side here. Okay, so like this, it does look a bit like a mess. What I like to do is I like to just push the cotton up over here so that when the cotton is sitting, it's touching nicely against the sides of the mesh here on either side, and that you know that it's nice and tight underneath the coil itself. I'm just going to make it a bit neat on the sides here because I have my profile on a squonk. So when you squonk the juice is going to come up on the coil underneath the cotton over here, and it's going to come through the sides to make sure that the cotton is saturated on either side of the coil and underneath the coil itself. Alright, so once that's all done, as you can see, the build is done, and it's only taken what, about 2 minutes to get everything all done together. Once that's done, you can get the cap of your RDA and you can put that on. Just make sure that it is in line with the grooves, otherwise it's going to sit like this. So you want to make sure that these two grooves, which are basically just underneath your honeycomb air holes over here, are in line, and then once that's done, give it a bit of a push and it should go down nicely. Alright, so the profile is down. We are finished with the build and a wick, and if you have a squonk mod, all you have to do is just press the bottle and you'll see that the juice will come up. But if you don't, then you can just take your juice. If you have it on a normal mod, you can take your juice and you can just drip it on here What I'll be vaping on today is some stroopwafel by Mr. Hardwick's South African imported juice. Alright, so just squonk the bottle, and as you can see the juice is rising up to the top and it's saturating the cotton nicely over there. Alright, so it is coming up more on one side of my squonk, and that's because of how the cotton is over here. So I'll just give it a bit of, I'll just tweak it a little bit on this side later, just so that it can soak up nicely and even. Alright, so once your cotton has soaked in the juice, you can put the cap of the RDA on and you're good to go. So let's do that. Cap is on. And then put your wattage up to whatever your preferred wattage is. I'm going to be putting it on 60. Alright, so there we have it. 60 watts. The cotton is nice and soaked up, and let's see what this does. Lovely clouds, great flavor off of the Wotofo Profile. In my opinion, I get the best flavor out of all my juices with using this RDA. And there you have it, guys. That's a build and wick tutorial for the Wotofo Profile RDA.